Good evening, Auburn. My name is Robert Wilkins. On this chilly Saturday, the start of 2025 continues to be a difficult period. First, the New Orleans terror attack, and now the Los Angeles fires. Our prayers go to the thousands of families that have lost their homes, family treasures, and even their lives. This is our second edition of Citizens Brief, produced by Auburn's Voice Production. This video is about the efforts of one councilman concerning the fiscal responsibilities of our city tax dollars. Over the last decade, Auburn has had millions of dollars of increase in revenue each year with less infrastructure expenses than other Alabama cities. With that gift, it has the resources to help improve the life of its citizens by utilizing its financial resources properly.
C4 authorizes the purchase of one Ram 2024 Ram 1500 quad cab 4x4 truck from Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram for the Water Resource Management Department in the amount of $48,046.60.
Move for approval.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Mr. Griswold?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I noticed that this item, as well as the next one, are both expansion purchases, meaning that we're going to add to our overall fleet. I drove by Water Resource Management this afternoon around 3 o'clock, and there were no fewer than 17 pickup trucks sitting in the parking lot. So I have concerns about purchasing additional vehicles. This one happens to be $48,000, and the next one $52,000, when we could probably make do with what we have and a better utilization of existing resources. So I intend to vote no on both of these items, 4 and 5.
Any other comments? Anything from anybody? Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
All right, motion carries.
Item 8C5 authorizes the purchase of one 2020 Ford F-150 4x4 truck from Stivers Ford Lincoln for the Public Safety Administration Emergency Services in the amount of $52,496.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Mr. Griswold?
Same comments.
Anyone else? Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
The city's fleet of 870 vehicles and equipment traveled more than 3 million miles last year.
Authorizes the purchase of one Bobcat 2024 mini track loader from Bobcat of Dothan for the Parks and Recreation Department in the amount of $44,794.45.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Mr. Griswold?
Thank you. I understand this is to purchase one in lieu of having to continue to rent one. Is that
Correct.
right? So how often do we have to rent one?
Frequently, from my understanding, I'll have our Parks and Recreation Director address that and a little bit about what this does for us.
For example, we're renting one right now. It gets us in tight spots, anywhere from working in the cemeteries to working at our parks. Right now, it helps us with trail maintenance, and we use it regularly.
The trails at Kiesel, at Town Creek Park, at Dennius, at so on, we're constantly out with a smaller track hoe because of the width of the trails.
Absolutely. And
Has a cost analysis been done in terms of continuing to rent one versus buying one for $44,000?
Well, $44,000 will last over time, and this was in the budget as proposed. Those things were vetted internally, and I was satisfied with the responses I got about that.
And it's used, excuse me, almost continuously is what you're telling me.
yes, on a very regular basis.
All right, thank you.
The city's fleet of 870 vehicles and equipment traveled more than 3 million miles last year.
Item 85 authorizes the purchase of one 2024 Ford F-150 4x4 truck from Stivers Ford Lincoln for the fire department in the amount of $47,798.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Mr. Griswold?
Yeah, I just question having to buy additional vehicles when there's so many around town, that's all. I'm not going to support purchase of new vehicles unless they're replacing something else.
The city's fleet of 870 vehicles and equipment traveled more than 3 million miles last year.
Item 87 authorizes the purchase of four 2024 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4x2 pickup trucks from Stivers Ford Lincoln in the amount of $41,337 each, or $165,348 in total.
Move for approval.
Second.
All right, have a motion and a second. Mr. Griswold?
Yeah, I'd like to divide the issue, please, and we'll consider the two for the cemetery separately from the two for Parks and Recreation.
The city's fleet of 870 vehicles and equipment traveled more than 3 million miles last year.
Item 8B4 authorizes the purchase of two 2025 Ford F-150 Super Crew pickup trucks for the Environmental Services Department in the total amount of $95,586.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion and a second. Mr. Griswold?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Looking at the details of this, the two vehicles that are being replaced will be retained for other uses. So in effect, this is not really a replacement purchase, but it is an expansion purchase. And the budget indicated one replacement and one expansion. So again, I'm generally opposed to expansion of our fleet. I think we need to make more efficient use of the fleet. And so that's something I'd like people to consider. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed our second edition of Citizens Brief. If you citizens out there have a concern, brief us and we'll brief America. See you soon in the briefing room.